Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery. It's getting to be hunting season. You're fixing up your bow, and what we wanted to go over with you today is how to reserve the serving on your bow. Let's say you're out there and you notice that right where your nock fits onto the string, the serving's really worn. So I'm here with one of our master string builders at Lancaster Archery, Ross. Ross is going to talk to us about how to serve the string on your bow. Thanks for helping, Ross.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump behind the camera here. Okay, Ross. So we got a bow here, and we're gonna assume that there's a problem with the serving there. So what's the first step?
First step is to get that D-loop off there. Easiest tool to do that is going to be just side cutter. It's going to protect the string a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just snip here and here. And what I'm going to do is just take some needle nose pliers. You can get right where those little knots were. And just kind of carefully wiggle them loose. It should pop off. Alright, from there, what you're going to want to do is mark each end of your serving so you know that's where you need to cover in order to have enough serving to put it back to the way it was. Your next step is going to be to take a small razor blade with some caution here. You just want to kind of lay it flat, and all you really need to do is get one of those strands of the serving, and the rest should come right off. And another good thing, or an important step, is to take note of which way that serving is coming off. You want to put it back the way it was. If you go the opposite direction, you're going to get some peep rotation. A good rule of thumb is to go around like you're adding twist to the string, or go with the twist of the string. So in this case, this serving is going to need to go back on that way, and that would be adding twist to that string.
All right, this is going to take a few minutes for Ross to cover that whole section of serving to get that all off, so we're going to pause here for a second. Okay, Ross is just coming to the end of removing the serving, the old serving. Get those last few wraps off. Okay, we got a clean string, Ross. What is next now?
Alright, so your next step is to kind of get your tools together. All you're going to need is a serving jig. This one in particular is made by Biter. Serving jig and some center serving. The center serving I'm using today is BCY 62XS, and this particular spool is 21 thousandths, which is a good general size general purpose size.
What's the material again?
It's BCY 62XS.
62XS, okay.
Yep.
Made by BCY, that's a common, they make a lot of string material. Okay, so we're going to start reserving. What's the first step here?
Alright, like I said, first step is you want to make sure you're going the correct direction. So I took note on which way I was taking it off, so I was unwrapping it. I want to go and add, like I'm adding twist, or go with the twist in the string. So just figure out which way that is on your bow. And basically going to start where it ended. I'll try and get my hands out of the way here. And you keep a pretty long tag end. That way you can kind of get it started over the top of the other serving.
You're trying to wrap over the bend in the tag end so that
Correct.
You can get it tight. Okay.
Yep. So once you get it started, and it might take you a second to get it started, all you're going to do is, you can see that that's now wrapping over this tag end here.
Right.
So this serving jig is laying it over top of that. So what you're going to want to do is just get your tension set on your jig. By any jig that you get, you're going to set the tension by the ends there. So just make sure it's good and tight, and then just kind of try and hold that string steady, and just start wrapping it around.
And you're still wrapping over top of the tag.
Correct. My rule of thumb is I like to go about 10 to 15 wraps over the top of that thread.
Okay.
What that does is helps ensure that there's going to be no loose end and you'll see why. Once you get so far in, I'm going to pull this tag end back over, and that's going to help lock everything in place.
Okay, show us what you're talking about with that tag end.
Alright, so I'm about 10 turns in. what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this tag back,
Okay.
and this is the kind of the time-consuming part, because you just want to make sure it goes, the transition's good.
So you're actually wrapping in front of the tag end.
Right, and you'll be able to see that a little easier here. Right when I turn it, you can see. So see how now I'm past the tag end.
Yes.
So you have a pretty good section here, and I'm going to
Okay.
leave that section go, and I can show you at the end, you know, why I'm going to leave that tag there.
Okay, so you're just gonna spin this
Yep.
serving jig around until you get to the spot that you marked for the length of the serving.
Correct.
Okay, we're gonna take a break till Ross gets that set. We'll be back.
Right here.
All right, so we're almost finishing up here. Go ahead and finish that section, Ross. Just continuing to twist that around to get to your mark. And we need the proper length in order to, in case people use a kisser button, you got enough room for your D-loop, you got enough room for everything on your serving. So you get to your mark spot. Now what are you gonna do?
All you're gonna do is just pull out enough thread for you to work with. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of use my lighter to cut that.
Okay.
And you can do, this is the style that I use, is back serving.
Right.
I'm going to make a loop. So easy way to think about this is you start out in front of that string.
Yes.
And you always want to go the opposite side. So you're going to be in the front and the back, whichever way, you know, it ends there. And then you're going to take and grab it with your middle finger and your thumb and kind of just put it through the center there. So
there you go. Do it like that. Now we can see it. Yes, we can see it.
All right.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm doing is just putting that tag end through the middle. And what I'm going to be doing there is I'm going to be taking up this part here, and it's going to be going here. So take twist from down there and put it.
So you're laying. Let us see where you're laying your tag end.
Your tag end is going to go right underneath there.
Okay.
All right, and then all you do is lay that string over
and wrap right over top of it.
Yep. So essentially what you're doing is putting that tag end underneath this, and it's basically doing the same thing that's up there. And
gotcha.
In a minute here, you'll be able to see why that's important.
Hold it. Now you're at your end.
Yep. So you have a tag end
got
and
a loop.
Keep tension on that loop and just kind of pull that tag end with your other finger, and you're gonna lay it as flat as you can. So now that tag's underneath, you know, 10 to 15 turns there. And what I'll do is I'll wrap it around there and pull it, and it makes everything nice and flat there.
Nice.
And then the same thing up here. This is why I left that tag end here. So you want to be able to get this end tight.
Yep.
So what you're going to want to do here, kind of the same deal, is do about a half a turn and pull it, and it's going to get everything nice and tight there. So I've tightened from here and here, and everything in between is nice and tight.
And so your tag ends, you're just gonna.
Yep. On the tag ends, just be careful. Kind of cut it with a razor blade there, and leave yourself just a little tag end. And the reason being is what you're going to do is light them, kind of smush that little bit of burn end down, and it kind of helps lock everything right there. And that's it.
Perfect. We just reserved a bowstring. Ross, thanks a lot.
Yep, no problem, PJ.